What's going on? It's Trending Story. If it's your first time here and you want to find out new facts that will definitely make you smarter and more well informed, make sure to subscribe and activate the notifications bell so you don't miss anything.
Marina goes to school and returns home to find her grandfather Terafim waiting for her there, where he has prepared food for her and takes her coat and wallet off her and puts them in her room, then spills her food and keeps watching her as she eats. The grandfather loves his granddaughter very much because she is an orphan, so her mother passed away when she was 4 years old, after which her father refused to take care of her and left and did not return. The girl was 10 years old, and she was studying in the 5th section. The girl was very smart, but she was not getting good grades in mathematics. Grandpa Travin very much wanted to help his granddaughter study, but his education was not enough to do so. One day, Marina came back from school, and it was very cold outside, and it was snowing heavily. The girl entered and immediately began calling her grandfather, as she stood at the entrance door and told him that she had brought him a gift. The grandfather remained confused and looked at his granddaughter, when Marina stepped down, showing a little bear that was soaked in water and shivering. At first, the grandfather got angry and told his granddaughter that she should not approach the predators because it is dangerous. But when he approached the little bear and discovered that he was sick, he regretted the condition of the little animal, and he immediately went to the refrigerator and brought him a bottle of milk and sausage to eat. It turned out that the little bear lost its mother and did not find anyone to take care of him and give him food, so he tried to approach the people of the village. Perhaps one of them would be kind to him and help him because he was about to die. Marina offered her grandfather to keep the little bear in their house so that he would live with them permanently, but the grandfather told her that the little bear had a mother and she might be looking for him, so he told her that they would take care of him until he recovered and was able to move, and then release him to leave to the forest. The grandfather and his granddaughter kept taking care of the little bear until he was completely cured and became active and jumping and running inside the house, where Marina began playing with him all the time and sleeping with her in her room, and she put her plate near the plate in which he ate his food, and they ate together. Marina grew up and enrolled in university, and she studies and comes to visit her grandfather every 2 months, and one day they called her and told her that her grandfather died after suffering a sudden health problem. The young woman immediately came to the village and saw her grandfather for the last time, who was the closest to her, and cried heartily over his separation. The young woman decided to return to the city to live there, as she became completely alone in the village after losing everything, and she thought about going to live in the city in order to get a job there, get married, and start a family. Marina goes to her Aunt Vera to live with her, and when she gets a job that pays the rent, when the young woman got a job, she moved into an apartment close to her workplace. There she met a young man named Igor, who at first considered him her close friend because he was kind and offered to help, and over time she fell in love with him and they met constantly. The young man, who was working as a driver, was evading the answer when Marina asked him about the date of their marriage. In fact, he did not want to marry her because he met a rich young woman. One day, Marina called Igor and told him that she was pregnant with him and that they should get married soon. The young man refused to marry her and began to make up some excuses. Then Marina scolded him and told him that she did not need him and she could raise her son on her own. Months later, Igor left that city and did not reappear. Marina gave birth and was very happy. She lived alone for several years, and finally, her baby came. The young woman was not lucky. After her maternity period ended, she lost her job for unknown reasons, but she did not give up and kept looking for another job. The boy named Bashka was very similar to his grandfather, which is why Marina remembers her grandfather when she looks at her son. The young woman used to go out every day to search for work with her son in her hands, and in the evening she would return to her apartment where she had dinner and kept talking with her little boy and enjoyed playing with him. Although her financial condition began to worsen, but she was patient and thinking of a solution in order to earn money to take care of herself and her little one. Marina did not want to go back to her aunt's house to seek help because she did not want the aunt to know that she had a son. Over time, Marina noticed that her son was not speaking. The mother was amazed at this and kept going to hospitals in the city to which she lives and hospitals in other cities, but without result. The doctors told her that she should transfer him to Moscow because there is a clinic that specializes in treating children who cannot speak at the beginning of their lives, and in return they told her that the costs will be very high and that she must collect the sufficient amount before she goes. The young woman lost all the money she had while treating her little one, and she had little left. where she decided to return to the village in which she lived with her grandfather and try to sell the country house in order to treat the child. When Marina arrived in her grandfather's wooden house, she recalled those beautiful memories that she spent with her grandfather there, and she also noticed that her little boy became happy and wandered around the garden of her house laughing and having fun. Then she decided to stay for some days there, and then she puts the house up for sale and leaves the company of her young child to Moscow to be treated. Marina took her son with her to the woods to play there and enjoy nature. As the boy ran, played, and tried to scream, but he could not. Bashka was refusing to go home and trying to spend the most time in the woods. One day, Marina woke up and did not find her little one by her side. Then she was terrified and went out to ask the neighbors about him. An old man told her that he noticed a small child early in the morning heading towards the forest and tried to stop him, but he could not because the little boy ran away from him quickly and penetrated into the forest. Marina went to the woods to find her little one, and after a search that lasted for several hours, she found him sitting under a tree and playing with a big bear there, which made her very frightened. Meanwhile, a hunter appeared with a rifle in his hand and started calling on the little boy to turn away in order to shoot the bear. But Marina ran, the man escaping, and asked him not to shoot because that bear is her own and she has known him for a long time. The man was surprised and retracted the shooting. Then Marina went towards her son and embraced him, then began to fondle the bear and call him by name Karamoy. The bear calmed down completely and began to lick the young woman and smell her smell. He recognized her and realized that she was the same child who took care of him and treated him years ago, accompanied by her grandfather, while the hunter watched the scene while he was in awe. Meanwhile, the child spoke and told his mother that he loves that bear and wants to take it home with him. The mother was shocked and kept looking at her little boy who had spoken, and she was amazed as she hugged him tightly and began to shed tears, then returned with him to the house. Marina decided not to travel to Moscow and to continue her life in the village. Days later, a car stopped near her house and the young Igor got out. The man apologized to Marina and immediately took a ring out of his pocket and offered to marry her. He told her that he could not stop thinking about her and he was searched for her at length, but did not find her. The young woman accepted the apology of the young man whom she had loved before and accepted to marry him, and Igor moved to live with her.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as fast as we can.